Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy Akeem and welcome to today's vlog. We are on week 8 of the 2015 college football season and it's time for me to give you my key matches and predictions for this week. Start with Thursday night's matchup between Temple, who's ranked number 22nd in the nation, at East Carolina. The reason why I'm calling out this game, even though that East Carolina is 4-3 and Temple is undefeated, Temple for sure looks like they're going to win this game, but hold out. East Carolina, the Pirates, can definitely pull off this upset, and I think this could be an upset, but I'm still going to go with East Carolina. They have a great running, not East Carolina, with Temple, because they have a great running back and Jahid Thomas, and their defense led by Malkovich been doing a great job leading the way, carrying the team. Next up, Georgia Southern is going to be playing at Appalachian State in the Sun Belt Conference. Both these teams are in the lead. They're 5-1. This is going to be a key matchup of who will win the Sun Belt Championship. Indications for the Sun Belt Championship. Now, Georgia Southern went undefeated in conference play last season, but I think that Appalachian State is going to win this one, not because of the home field advantage, but they have a better balance on the offensive side with Taylor Lamb leading the way at quarterback, and they do have a good ground attack with Marcus Cox leading the team in rushing. Now, Georgia Southern is a rushing team, and they're excellent at running the football, led by running back Matt Breida. Definitely been leading the way, 10 yards per, like 8+ yards per carry. He's a great running back, and I think he will definitely have a good game. But I think the Mountaineers is going to do just enough just to slow down the run, and because they have a well-balanced offense and they can actually throw the football much better compared to Georgia Southern. Next up, number 20 Cal is going to be playing at UCLA. Now, the Bruins is actually coming off of 2 straight losses in the Pac-12 conference to Arizona State, as well as Stanford. Last week they got crushed and ran all over by Stanford. They're looking to bounce back, and I think they're losing a little bit of confidence here. Now, for Cal, they actually came close against the Utah Utes in their last matchup, in which they lost 24-30 against the Utes due to the fact that Jared Goff actually coughed up 5 interceptions in that matchup. Turnovers was key in that game. I think he's going to bounce back in this matchup and beat over the Brewers. I'm going to have to go with Cal over UCLA. Next up, number 6 Clemson is going to be placing at the U Miami. Now, Miami's actually 4-2 this season. They can pull off the upset just like East Carolina over Temple. Now, they had close losses to Cincinnati, which wasn't really too close, to the 34-23, but they came close to the Seminoles, 29-24. They do have the home field advantage, but I do like the defense for Clemson. Dabo Swinney, head coach, he's been doing a great job leading the Tigers to for a couple of conference championships, and they're looking to do the same this year. I'm gonna have to go with number 6 Clemson in this one. Next up, another upset alert. Indiana's gonna be traveling at East Lansing to face number 7 Michigan State. Now, the Spartans escaped and got lucky last week at Ann Arbor, but they're definitely watching over that game. They did win that matchup, a good like I said, lucky victory, but I think they're gonna have a good win in this one against Indiana. Indiana can pull off a couple upsets. They came close against Ohio State, but I don't think they're going to do enough against that Michigan State defense. Next up in the SEC Conference, Tennessee is going to be traveling to Tuscaloosa to face number 8 Alabama. Now, due to the physicality and speed on both sides of the field, I'm going to have to go with the Crimson Tide on that one. That was an easy pick. Next up, Texas Tech is going to be playing at number 17 Oklahoma. Now, this game, ladies and gentlemen, is my upset game of the week. I do believe that Texas Tech can pull off the upset in this one. Now, they did get spanked against Baylor, but they came close against TCU due to a last-second touchdown at the end of the game from caught by pass from Trayvon Boykin to and ended up going to Aaron Green. That was a close victory at Texas Tech, but Texas Tech does have a good offense led by Patrick Mahomes. I think they could pull off the upset in this one, so I'm calling it as my upset game of the week. Next up, unranked Arizona is going to be hosting Washington State. Both two teams have 2 losses in conference play, and this is going to be a good game for you guys to watch. Washington State has actually been doing well this season, 4-2 overall with a couple of close losses, while Arizona did have a big loss against UCLA. And actually had back-to-back losses, but then they came back with back-to-back victories, actually crushing the last 2 teams in conference play. I'm actually going to go with Arizona in this one because they rebuilt that confidence, and I think they're getting things going a little bit offensively. Next up, West Kentucky is going to be traveling to Baton Rouge to face number 5 LSU. This could be an upset alert because West Kentucky is 6-1, and they have a brilliant quarterback in Brandon Doughty, but they're going to be playing against a tough LSU defense in an SEC conference, but it's all about that line of scrimmage, and LSU does working well running the football. I think they're going to be too physical for Doughty to even capitalize in passing plays. Even in this one, they're going to depend on passing the football, and LSU has been exposed against the pass, but it's not going to be enough in this one. I'm going to have to go with the Tigers over the Hilltoppers. Next up, number 3, Utah is going to be traveling to USC to face the Trojans. Now, the Trojans are actually 3-3 overall, not looking too good, but they can still pull off this upset. They do have enough talent on both sides of the field, but this Utah Utes is very hungry. They deserve that number 3 spot. They have great defense, leading. They're really their defense. They have like a little bit of a Miami no-name defense in that defensive unit, but they do well as a team. Like I told you guys before, they have a great defense. I'm going to have to go with the Utes in this one. This is a hungry team to win a Pac-12 championship. Next up, Washington is going to be playing at number 12, at number 10, Stanford. The Cardinals defense, just like Utah, I don't think is as good as in discipline as Utah, but it's still, David Shaw's been doing a great job defensively for this team. I'm going to have to go with the Stanford Cardinal over the Washington Huskies. Lastly but not least, my game of the week, as number 15 Texas A&M is going to be playing at number 24 Ole Miss. Now the Rebels was exposed for the past couple of games against in their losses to Florida as well as Memphis. Now this is the team I thought they could possibly win an SEC championship after they had a big win at Alabama, but I think this is going to be an interesting matchup for you guys, and I think that Texas A&M can pull off this game. Now talk about both these two teams, sticking with going back to Ole Miss. Now they do have a decent quarterback in Chad Kelly, 16 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions. He needs to do a good job not committing any turnovers. While Texas A&M has a great quarterback in Kyle Allen. I think he's a great quarterback between the two. I think he's a little bit better between the two because of the more of the weapons that they have overall offensively and the speed that they have and the receiver core for Texas A&M. Now as far as the defense for Ole Miss, they actually have a little bit of a concern here with their defensive tackle and star All-American Robert Nkemdiche. He actually suffered a concussion last week against the Memphis Tigers, so he's a little bit questionable and probable for the Saturday night's matchup. Now for Texas A&M, they have a couple of great pass rushers, Will Hall and Myles Garrett, to attack the quarterback and put pressure on Chad Kelly. Now because of that, I do like the pass rushing skills from both Hall and Garrett. I think this is going to be a little bit enough just to beat out and edge out for Ole Miss. And like I said, Ole Miss defense has been exposed against Florida as well as last week against Paxton Lynch and Memphis. And I'm going to have to go with Texas A&M in this one, pull off a close victory, staying alive in the SEC division. They do have one loss because of their loss last week, their long loss to Alabama, but they're looking to stay alive. And if they pull off this one, they will still be alive for the SEC West and possibly make it to the SEC championship. So that's my predictions for this week. The next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on Sunday morning, where I will give you a recap of this week's matchups. Thank you for watching today's vlog. I'm your man, Keen McCall. Be easy.